Hello soulmates, welcome back again to another tutorial. My name is Jenny. So today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to cut and sew this beautiful flare dress with an halter neckline. If this sounds like what you're interested to learn, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video, and also turn on your notification bell so that whenever I post a new video you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you to my new and my returning subscribers. Without wasting your time, let's get into it. Welcome back again soulmates. So guys, this is the fabric I'll be using for today's tutorial, and it's a silk fabric. I have just 2 yards of this fabric and I have folded it into 4, and this is how I folded it. Let's take for example, this is the 2 yards of the fabric. I folded it in a triangular form just like this. Okay, so just go ahead and fold it this way in a triangular form like this. After folding it like that, I'm also going to fold it again like this, okay, because we don't want the flare to be too full. Okay, but if you want yours to be full, that means you have to use more than 3 yards, and you're going to fold it like this. Just fold it into 2 like a square like this, then you fold it in a triangular way. I hope you understand. So I folded mine the first way I showed you just now. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark the half of my shoulder measurements, and the half of my shoulder measurement is 7.5 inches. So go ahead and divide your shoulder measurement into 2 to get the half of your shoulder measurement and place it on this point. Okay, so just go ahead and measure yours and place it on this point like this. So after marking out the shoulder measurements, the next thing to do is to go ahead and mark out your shoulder slope. I forgot to mark out my shoulder slope, okay, but make sure to come down by ½ inch for your shoulder slope. Then from that shoulder slope, you come down by your armhole length. We don't want the armhole part to be too tight. Just add about ½ inch or 1 inch to your armhole length. Okay, so towards that part where your armhole length is, what you are going to do is to divide your bust measurement into 4. The bust I'm using is 36, so I divided it into 4. I got 9. Then I'm going to add extra inches allowance to this. Okay, then after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out my neck width. The neck width I'm using is 3 inches, but on this case I'm going to be marking out 2.5 inches. Okay, so that by the time I'm done stitching it, I will derive at 3 inches. Then the neck depth for the back is 1 inch. The neck depth for the front is 2.5 inches. Okay, so just go ahead and mark yours. If you're of a bigger size, you can mark out 3 inches for the neck depth of the front. Hope you understand. And if you're of a bigger size, you can also mark out 3 inches for your neck width. So after doing that, I'm also going to connect this with my curve. So I'm just going to connect the neckline of the front and also connect the neckline of the back with a curve just like this. So when you are working with this kind of fabric, a silk fabric, I will always advise you to make use of your pin to hold it down so that it doesn't move all around. Okay, this is what we are having for the both neck line for the front and the back. Now the next thing to do is to connect from the neck width all the way to the armhole area just like this. Okay, so make sure you connect it with a curve. Make sure that part is really curvy. Okay, mine was not so curvy, but I think it's a little bit fair. Okay, so it was not really curvy the way I wanted it to be. So just go ahead and connect it beautifully from the neck width all the way to the armhole area. After connecting it, guys, this is what we are having. Now the next thing we are going to do is to get the length of the gown. The length of my gown is 40 inches, but I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch to that because of the hemming allowance at the bottom part. Okay, so I'm going to be marking out 41 inches. So after stitching this down, I felt the gown length was so long, so I have to trim it off before hemming the bottom part. So when you're making your dress, please don't make use of my own measurements. Make use of your own measurement. Okay, so for the gown length, you can actually make it shorter, you can make it longer than mine, so it depends on what you want. See the same step. So after doing that, make sure you cross check. Then after cross checking, cut it out with confidence just like this. Okay, so after cutting it out, next thing to do is to open up this side. You can see this folded part at the side. I'm going to just open it up like this. After cutting it open, this is what we are having now. I'm going to just arrange this properly so that it doesn't move. Then I'm going to cut out the neckline of the back. Okay, so we are cutting out the neckline of the back first. Then after cutting it out, make sure you cut out the shoulder area and also go ahead and cut out the armhole part. Okay, so for that armhole area, it was not really curvy like what I said earlier. Make sure yours is really curvy and more beautiful than mine. Okay, you can see at the bottom part we have a shortage. Most time it's always like that, especially when you are working with flare. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to cut out a piece of fabric. I'm going to just attach it on that part, and I think this is the back piece. Okay, so when you are doing this, make sure the patterns on the dress is actually matching up with the pattern on the piece of clothes you want to use for the joining at that bottom part. So when I was doing this, I didn't know that it was not recorded. Okay, so but what I did is to hold it down with my pin just like this. Then after doing that, I went ahead to place this part on it like this. Then I trim it off according to the shape I have at the bottom part, and that is it, guys. So the next thing to do is to take out the one at the middle that is going to serve as the back piece. Okay, so after taking it out, fold in your fabric again and cut out the front neckline. So that is all I did. Okay, so after doing this, guys, this is what we are having. You can see this is the front piece, so we're actually going to start working on it immediately. The first thing I'm going to do is to start working on the armhole area. So I'm going to pipe my armhole area using my bias tape. So I'm also going to do the same for the back piece. Okay, so this is me on the sewing machine. I'm trying to pipe the armhole area like I said earlier. Okay, so just sit down and watch carefully the way I'm stitching it down. I started stitching from the right side of the fabric. After doing that, I'm going to also turn the bias tape towards the wrong side like this. Okay, so just turn it towards the wrong side and stitch it down. So when I was making this video, it was actually getting late, so that is why I have to be fast about it. Okay, so I'm sorry if the video is fast. The next thing I'm going to do is to stitch up this joining we have at the back area. You can see that joining we have at the bottom part. So I'm just going to be stitching it up, and as you are doing this, make sure you are taking out your pins so that you don't stitch on the pin and get your needle broken. Okay, so make sure to take out the pins as you sew. After stitching it down, this is what we are having. You can see how neat it's looking. Okay, so make sure you stitch it in a way it's going to come out looking very neat. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the slit we are going to have for the back area. So this is going to have a slit at the back. I'm going to just mark 4.5 inches. You can make use of 5 inches. It depends on how long you want the slit to be. So I'm also going to notch this top area of the back. Then I'm going to slit it open just like this. Okay, so after slitting it open, this is what we are having. I'm also going to pipe it up using my bias tape. So I'm starting from the right side of the fabric. Place your bias tape on it like this on the right side and stitch it down. Then you turn the bias over to the wrong side and stitch it down. So after doing that, this is what we are having at the armhole area. Now I'm going to be joining the side of the front and the back together. This is a free dress, so just go ahead and hold it down by 1 inch. Okay, just hold it down by 1 inch or ½ inch. So this depends on how tight it is at the bust area of your body. Okay, so I'm just going to be stitching it down like this. After stitching up the side, this is how it's looking. The next thing I'm going to do now is to measure out what I have on the neckline area of the front. What I have on the neckline area of the front was 12 inches. I'm going to place it on the armhole area of one of the back then I'm going to measure to the other side of the neckline of the back. So I got 15. That 15 inches, I'm also going to place it on the other side of the neckline of the back, then towards the other side of the armhole of the back. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So after doing that, I got 19 inches. So I'm going to be cutting out the collar. I'm going to be adding extra inches allowance to that. So I cut out the collar width at 25 inches instead of 19 inches, okay? But the length of the collar on fold is 2 inches, okay? So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to fold this collar band into 2. Then I'm going to notch the midpoint and also get my front neckline. I'm also going to notch the midpoint, okay? Now I'm going to place the midpoint to midpoint like this. Place the right side of the collar on the wrong side of the dress. I hope you understand. So initially I placed it at the front, but I later corrected it. So just go ahead and place it on the wrong side of the dress and stitch it down from the middle all the way to the back area of the dress. So I'm stitching one side of it like this. You can see what I'm doing. So when you get to this armhole area, what you're going to do is to place the both armhole area like this, as if you are overlapping them on each other, okay? So just go ahead and place it on each other, the both armhole of the front and the back. When you get to that area, then you are going to place the collar on them, then you stitch it down. It's as simple as ABC. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, just watch what I'm doing and you'll be able to get it. So when I got to this other side of the back, you can see how it's looking. Then I turned it over to the other side, starting from the midpoint of the front. Then I stitch it up all the way to the other side of the back. So when I was stitching it, I got to the armhole area again. I took the armhole of the back and placed it on the armhole of the front like so, okay? Then I stitch it down with the collar. So this is what I'm doing. Then I'm stitching all the way to the back area. So when you are done with that, the next thing now to do is to go ahead and fold in the collar like this by 1/2 inch, okay? So make sure it's looking so clean and neat. Make sure you are doing this on the right side of the dress. Hope you understand. So make sure you are doing this on the right side of the dress. So we are stitching this down like the way we normally stitch the band of our skirt. Hope you understand. So just go ahead and stitch it down like so. Fold in the collar area by 1/2 inch. Make sure you are doing this very neat and patiently, because so remember the neckline area is curvy. Make sure to follow the curve you have at the neckline area, okay? Don't stitch it straight because the neckline is not straight, it's curvy. So just follow the curvy part and stitch it down. This is what we are having. You can see the excess we have at the back, and this is how it came out looking. You can see. So mine is going to have like a button and a loop at the back. So I've cut out the excess and I fold it in. You can see. So I'm trying to fold in one part of it. That part is where I'm going to be adding my buttons, okay? Then for the loop, I'm going to use my bias tape. So on fold, I have 1.5 inches for the loop. So you can actually place it this way. So for me, I'm going to make it look smaller than this, okay? So I'm going to fold it in a way it's going to look smaller than the way it was earlier. So after folding it that way, I'm going to insert it in. So I'm going to be having 2 loops and 2 buttons at the back area. And after stitching it down, this is what we have for the one loop. So you go ahead and create the other one and add your buttons, and this is how the dress is looking. The next thing to do is to go ahead and hem the bottom parts, and this is the final look of the dress. You can see how the bottom part is looking so beautiful, and this is the upper part. You can see that my armhole area, I said earlier it was not really curvy the way I want it, but anyway, it's still looking beautiful, right? So this is the back area. We have the buttons, we have the loop, and you can see the slits at the back. So this is very simple. Let me show you how it looks on my mannequin after ironing it down. So guys, this is how it looks on my dummy. You can see how it came out looking so beautiful. I'm actually going to be rocking this dress in two ways. So the first one, I'm going to be using a belt. Then the second one, I'm going to just rock it the way it is, like that. Okay, so I hope this tutorial was helpful and I hope you love the dress. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video, and always remember to support this channel at all times. See you in the next video. Bye bye.